here we go again. The Homeland Security emblem is there, not as my affiliation with the agency. Actually, I was kind of against Homeland Security existing. I didn't find that it was necessary. I felt we were handling things just fine. However, again, corruption, deep state being what it is, it botched it and then blamed it on something else. Although, again, the power of another secretary does help, if it's honest. So, this is not a George Floyd event, not even close. As far as the officer walking away with a hop in his step, well, Mrs. Good's wife walked away with more than a hop in her step. She's a millionaire. Overnight sensation. Right? You want us to speak like that? Is that what the mayor wants? The officer is not required to be on the ground dying to defend himself against what appears to be an unhinged person. We're not mad, but meanwhile, the wife is berating the officer, talking junk, and then they drive, baby. That was a traffic stop by a fully authorized federal agent, not your little local PD. I mean, I can start playing that game if that's where you want to go. Actually, part of the special operations team. Because your domestic terrorist organization requires it. You go, well, we're not, you're domestic terrorists. What you did there was terrorizing the officers. And you go, well, they deserve it because they're less than human. You're protecting narcotics distributors and sex traffickers. Those are the majority of people that are being picked up. They may not be charged. Narcotics users, sex traffickers, DUI. Okay, what? Americans get DUIs. Well, that's fine. We'll handle them. Again, a large number of accidents and DUI accidents, especially DUI accidents, are at the hands of immigrants. Americans may get DUIs, but if you look at the percentages, they don't have as many accidents as the immigrants because they don't drink as much. So again, the officer didn't have to be laying on the ground before defending himself. Again, based upon the situation that unfolded, that was a good shoot. But even if it was a bad shoot, there is a defense for what you all are doing to the officers while they're trying to do their job. It's in the Constitution, actually, of the United States. What they're doing is a violation of federal, state, and local law. So again, if you get into a courtroom to sue that officer or the government, the judge will throw it out. Now you'll cry, oh, immunity, they're protected. If he wasn't doing his job, he wouldn't be protected. In fact, when the video first came up, I guarantee that video that I saw was edited to make it look like it was the officer that was actually on the side. It doesn't show the other officer. It's a small, like, animated GIF. And what it did is it showed the second officer and like a puff of smoke around that officer, making you think the second officer that was actually to the side. That's where I think the talking point came from. They tried to say that the second officer was the shooter. It's not a George Floyd event. But what that tells me is Minneapolis is unhealed. You need to heal it. That's why that's happening. Again, that tells me that the liberal will is for these things to happen, so they can use it. They sacrificed this good. Don't miss it. If you look at the number of ICE interactions with members of the public, especially, I wouldn't say necessarily violent, but adversarial members of the public, we'll leave it there at that, you will find that they have a better than average, and maybe even the best in the nation, officer-involved incident rate. Well, it's easy if you take money from drug dealers and everybody in the community that uses drugs loves you, then nobody, let sex trafficking happen, let drug deal. Oh, it's a peaceful world. And then your cop looks famous, right? Because nobody comes after that cop. Let people stay in bondage to sex trafficking. Let 20 men line up in front of some 17-year-old girl's room at an after-hours location, and one after another. Who cares? Because you got your wife, your kids, your domestic terrorist organization clique that you get to be part of, and now you're a hero. You're not helping anyone. Game over. Get away from the officer, get away from the guns, go someplace legal to protest. Again, we get it, but that's not the place to protest. It's actually several felonies, federal, state, and local. Several federal felonies, several state felonies, and several local actually misdemeanors. And traffic violations. Stay peaceful, praise God in all that you do, praise God. Yeah, it's, the Homeland Security emblem is just there as, like any other news service. When they speak about Homeland Security, they have a Homeland Security.